As we know, backing up is one of the most important aspects of using any accounting program. With EasyAs, we supply a very simple backup facility, and on our website we provide additional information so as that you can create a managed backup system. You don't just want one backup file. You actually need multiple backups over a period of time in case of a data corruption. All that's on the website. I don't want to go into that on this video because now we've introduced the ability for you to be able to use DropBox. You end up changing some of the directories. Now, EasyAs, you have to remember, the software is pretty dumb. It does what it does, and it does it well, but outside of certain parameters, it's only as smart as what the user tells it. And some things you have to tell it because it's going to assume that everything is located at all times in the most logical place, and that is where EasyAs installs the program to start with. Now, if you set up your DropBox, you've naturally told EasyAs that when it starts, it's to look for the data files in the DropBox location. However, backup is a completely different facility. So when you go to backup, if I click the backup icon, and you click here to backup, it's going to be looking for your data files and expect them to be found in the normal location, and that is in the EasyAs installation data directory. My system here, I want it to save it to this particular directory. If I click backup now, here's what's going to happen. It comes up and says it can't locate the files. That's because backup says, hang on, the data files are not where they should be. I cannot back up. So we have to do one more step, and that is to instruct the backup facility where the files are that we want to back up. And you will notice down the bottom here now there's another icon. So all you've got to do is click that icon, and you will see that down the bottom here it says see EasyAs accounting data directory, right? That is where the typical files should be. So upon installation, that's where it's looking. So that's actually where, this is actually where this program is currently looking to find those files. But we've moved them to the Dropbox, so it can't find them. Or this particular element of the program can't find the file, okay? EasyAs knows where they are, but the backup's slightly separate from EasyAs. It's part of the program, we know, but it's a separate entity. It can't find them. So all we've got to do now is tell it where the file, where that folder is, and it will remember it then. So if I click select, I'm just going to say, hang on, that file is over here. And if I can remember where I've put it, my documents, isn't it? Where is it? In front of my face. Here we go. My documents. So I click my documents, and I'm looking for the Dropbox, and here he is. So I'm going Dropbox, and EasyAs. That's all I need to do. I don't need to open that file. We can't open it anyway. So if you just double click on that, it's going to highlight it. So then if I click OK, you'll see that it's put it in here that this is where it's going to be. So now if I click finished, that's it. That's all you have to do. Now if I click backup, it'll do that for me now. Backup complete. So come back in at any future date now to back up. You don't have to go back in here any future anymore. If I just click this again, it's going to back up again. It's remembered it. Okay, that's all I wanted to point out in this video. So once you do that, it's going to remember it. Now, the only thing you need to remember is that with EasyAs, this is affecting the core files, guys. So very similar to what we mentioned before in a previous video, that if you install an update at any time, you need to rebind the main data files, because EasyAs is always assuming the files are located in the correct location, or the original installation location, okay? So if you install an update down the track, you are going to have to carry this out again as well. But as you know, I mean, updates don't come out every week. They come out once every 6 months, or sometimes, you know, you might get a couple in a 3-month period. But if you had to do it every week, it would be a nuisance. However, they don't come out that often. But when they do, hey, it's just a little bit of a hassle for 5 minutes. Relink your files and redo this particular element. That's all you got to do, and then you're free to use the backup as normal. The restore, however, is going to be a little bit different. You cannot use the restore facility here in the Dropbox location. And there's a reason before, and the reason for that is this. Restore will not work, because if you're restoring a file in the Dropbox to an earlier version, it's not going to update the other computers, because it's going to say, hang on, that file's earlier than the one we've got in Dropbox. And so Dropbox will just overwrite it again. It's not going to work. If you ever have to restore a file, you have to start Dropbox from scratch. So you go back and you just treat Dropbox from scratch. You delete those files from Dropbox. So all your Dropbox areas are deleted. Then you provide your backup file manually into Dropbox. I think once you've gone through the Dropbox setup, you're going to understand what I'm talking about. I think we are going to provide a small page on the website for that in this section because it'll explain it easier.